Are you living in the gap or the gain? So there's a great book, Gap and the Gain by Dan Sullivan, recommended to me by a fellow entrepreneur. It's geared towards business owners, entrepreneurs, and it talks about, but it applies to anything in life. So it's talking about most people live in the gap. For example, you're thinking about, man, my business isn't where, I want it to be, I'm not there. You're thinking about basically what you don't have. Versus being in the gain, thinking about what you do have. It's another way of, basically expressing gratitude versus not being grateful. So for me, for example, I had my hip surgery. Tomorrow will be 9 weeks. And, I've found myself thinking like, man, if I turn a certain way, it still kind of hurts. It feels weird. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm doing so light on legs. But then I have to stop for a minute and take perspective. Like just a few weeks ago, I was still, limping around. I didn't have much mobility at all. I was like, doing my legs super slow up and down off the bed. And then just a few weeks before that, I was on freaking, crutches and a cane. And like I'm walking around, it feels great. I have virtually no pain unless I do something really weird. And so it's all perspective, guys. Like we get to decide what we focus on. So do you want to focus on, the gap or the gain? And here's the deal is when you focus on the gap, you get more of what you focus on. So you're going to get more gap. And that's the trick to it, and then you're going to be caught in that gap. If you focus on the gain, then you're going to see things that are working for you. The way Ed Mylett says it's a perception, problem. People think they're so far away from their goals that they're not in a hurry. Whereas if you realize you're actually really close to your goals, you're going to have a more sense of urgency to get there. You're going to take more action. You're going to actually get there quicker. Plus, your mind always attracts what it thinks about it. But it's not going to happen. The gain does not happen unless you're intentional. Gap is how our minds are programmed to think. We're programmed to protect ourselves, programmed to figure out what's wrong. So unless you're intentional, you're going to be in that gap. So if you find yourself in that gap, focus on what you can be grateful for, what you have gained, focus on the progress you have made, even if it's just 1% every single day, that's going to compound. And I'm telling you, at first it's going to be a job. It's like a workout. You're not used to it. Your brain's not used to it. You're going to find it thinking, no, I want to think about what's in the gap. But if you keep doing it over and over intentionally, it'll eventually become subconscious to find out what you are achieving, be in that gain. And I promise you're going to reach your goals faster and you're going to be a lot happier. Have an awesome day.